Analytics is a big part of professional sports these days, including the Canadian Football League, and the man at the forefront of that is joining me on the other side of the screen. Keith Willoughby, the Dean and Professor of Management Science at the U of S Edwards School of Business. Keith, thanks for doing this.
Pleasure to join you, Daryl. Good to see you again.
Where did you take interest in analytics as it pertains to the Canadian Football League?
I think all my life I've been a sports fan. Early in my life, I had a dream of playing football for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Sadly, my dreams died for football stardom at the high school level. But I've always had this interest in being able to look at sports from a math or an analytics point of view. So it's nice to be able to combine the two in terms of taking the interest in sports that I have and seeing how analytics can give a fresh perspective on the sports that we follow here in the province of Saskatchewan.
Just through a few weeks to start the year, but what do the numbers tell you at this point that you've been crunching?
Sadly, it's, and I say this because I've been a Rider fan all my life, and I don't want to jinx the green and white, but the computer model is loving the Saskatchewan Roughriders right now. It's projecting that the Roughriders are going to finish the 2025 season with a 14-win and 4-loss record, good enough for first place in the West. In fact, it's giving them right now about a 35% chance of winning the Grey Cup in November, which would be, for a franchise that's won only 4 Grey Cups, to us to even be considered in the conversation is quite a momentous occasion for me as a Rider fan and also as an analytics nerd.
All right, so how do you get to that number?
Well, what we do is, I've been doing this for about a decade with the Canadian Football League. We run a computer model that it looks at the games already played, and it looks at the margins of victory that happened in those games. From that analysis of data, it's able then to create index values or power rankings for each team. It then uses a model that identifies the probability of any team winning a future game in the rest of the season. And then we run a simulation of 100,000 future iterations of the rest of the season and into the playoffs, and basically then have the computer count the number of times each team wins the Grey Cup.
All right, so what do you say to the people sitting at home right now that say analytics isn't sports, it doesn't feel the game, it doesn't know the game, it doesn't know trends, all that kind of stuff?
To a certain extent, they are right. I will, again, as somebody who's an analytics geek, I will gladly contend the point that there are some things that analytics can't measure in terms of sports, momentum and the flow of the game and a coach's intuition. What I would say to people that might doubt analytics is not here to replace decision-making. It's here to support decision-making. It gives a way of looking at past performance. It gives a way of looking at projecting future trends. It gives a way for us as fans to look at sports through a different lens, but in no way does it take away decision-making, but I see it as trying to support or enable better decision-making or even better following of fan interest in a sports league.
Keith, I really appreciate your insights. If we want to follow along the rest of the season with your work, where do we do that?
The computer model results generally are posted on the CFL website around just after Labor Day. So typically the league will wait until about halfway in the season when there's enough data in the model to really give some reliable conclusions. It's then posted on the website and fans can follow it there. I'd be happy if fans could, because invariably there's a lot of comments, and the comments generally aren't too positive.
Right.
So if there were Rider Nation fans that could come to my rescue, that would really be appreciated.
14-4, we got to see how that all pans out. Keith, thanks so much for your expertise this morning.
Thank you, dear. Have a good day.
Keith Willoughby is the Dean and Professor of Management Science at the U of S's Edwards School of Business.